Hearing his son's question, Ragnar felt mixed. Not long ago, he thought that his son could see Warnya, that was the glory of the Song family. But now, he felt to his heart that Warnya couldn't have a good view of his son. The current Wu family has not only shrunk seriously, but more importantly, its reputation has been completely ruined. In addition, the 8 heavenly kings died of Changbai Mountain for unknown reasons. How can the Wu family compare with the Song family now? So he doesn't have any hope at all now that he can marry Warnya to his home as a daughter-in-law. It's a pity that his son, and he still seems a little unaware. When the Wu family was in its heyday, people didn't agree, let alone now. Think about it carefully. Not only is this son not self-aware, he also lacks control and understanding of the situation. It seems that the old master is right, the Wu family is really inferior to one generation. Now the Wu family is in his own hands and it has shrunk by half. If it is passed to his son in the future, it might become a third-rate family. So he told Roger, it's not the time to deal with the love of children. Let's first find a way to let the Wu family tide over this difficulty. Once the Wu family is relieved, we can continue to discuss the marriage with the Song family. Roger nodded and sighed. If we can be bound to the Song family, then our life will be better. Ragnar sighed, thinking that his son would really think about something. No one else wants to play with you when you are beautiful, let alone when you are in trouble. But he didn't tell his son this, because the family already looked like this. He didn't want to continue to dampen his confidence and enthusiasm. In fact, this is where Ragnar is inferior to the old master. In other words, this is the key to the weaker generation of the Wu family. When Elder Wu came out to enter the world by himself, he had to face everything himself and carry everything himself. But after he worked hard for a career, he began to feel sorry for his son, and felt a lot of unnecessary suffering, so naturally there was no need for his son to taste it. He had a strong foundation that he had laid out for him. But the key is that the older generation of entrepreneurs, the reason why they are so awesome, is because they are too good at enduring hardship. For people like Mr. Wu, it was really rolling in the swamp, and tigers snatching food. Only in this way can you develop a person's true great ability. It's a pity that when Ragnar arrived, they had no chance to withstand such a test. By the generation of Roger, he didn't even know what he suffered. After Charlie came back, he led a peaceful life again. However, he was always thinking about doing a good job in the pharmaceutical business, so he called Mei Qing's son Paul, and Paul revisited Wei's Pharmaceuticals with him. Wei's Pharmaceutical is one of the top Chinese patent medicine companies in Orus Hill, and has developed many Chinese patent medicines that sell well across the country. However, in the past few years, Chinese patent medicines have been declining across the country, and Campo medicines represented by Japan and South Korea have gradually become the mainstream. Whether it is Chinese patent medicine or Campo medicine, the real core is the classic traditional medicine left by the ancestors of China. Charlie has many very powerful prescriptions. First of all, it might even cause a major earthquake, so he was not prepared to shock the world. He just prepared to come up with some classic prescriptions to deal with daily diseases, and let Wei's Pharmaceutical make a few best-selling drugs. But before giving the prescription to Liang, the shares must be changed. These prescriptions are truly invaluable, and a single prescription may be able to exchange several or even a dozen Wei's pharmaceutical wealth. As soon as Paul received his call, he heard that he was asking for his help, and he did not ask what it was, so he immediately agreed. The two met early the next morning at Thompson. Jacob knew that he was going to meet Paul, and his heart immediately itched. Since Elaine came back these days, he has always wanted to see Mei Qing, but he has never dared to see her. Because he was afraid that Elaine will know that Mei Qing returned to China, the vixen's skills exploded, and then will go out to trouble Mei Qing. So after he knew that Charlie was going to see Paul, he asked him privately, "Good son-in-law, you are going out with Paul this time on errands, are you going to Aunt?" Charlie smiled helplessly and said, "Of course Aunt will not be there, Dad, if you want to see Aunt, please ask her yourself." Jacob said awkwardly, "I dare not." Charlie sighed and said, "Then I can't help but." Jacob pleaded, "Good son-in-law, can't you find a chance to form a game and let me meet your aunt?" Charlie said, "It can be, but I'm afraid someone will get angry when they find out." Jacob hurriedly said, "Don't tell her not to do it." Charlie said earnestly, "Even if you don't tell her about this kind of thing for a while, she will know it sooner or later, and she will definitely be very angry if she knows that we did these things behind her back." As he was talking, Charlie's cell phone rang. It was Paul's call. He just wanted to get rid of his chattering old master, so he hurriedly said to him, "Dad, I won't tell you yet. Paul has already come to pick me up. I have to go now." After speaking, Charlie hurried out without waiting for him to speak. When he arrived outside the main entrance of Thompson, Paul had already driven his Rolls-Royce and was waiting here. Seeing Charlie came out, he hurriedly waved to him, and said with respect, "Mr. Wade, I am here." Charlie nodded, walked to the front, opened the car door and sat in. Paul wore a very formal suit and tie today. "I can see that his suit is still very good. It should be tailored by some big brands or high-end tailors." Paul asked Charlie, "Mr. Wade, what cooperation do they have with you at Way's Pharmacy today?" Charlie said, "Way's Pharmaceuticals is going to transfer 80% of the shares to me. I want you to be my legal counsel to help me complete all contracts and legal procedures." Paul was shocked when he heard this.